There are some situations where the pendulum cannot be defeated, which means it cannot be ignored or escaped. If you ever find yourself in a situation that you know will unfold according to a set script, do something surprising. It does not matter what you do as long as it is something that does not fit with the standard script. This will stop the pendulum swing. As long as you're acting out a prepared script, you're effectively agreeing to play by the pendulum's rules and give away your energy at the resonant frequency. If the vibrational frequency of your energy differs significantly from that of the pendulum, dissonance will be created, which will disturb the pendulum's beat. Now, I'm not a fan of prank videos like this, but they came to mind as an example of destructive pendulums that are difficult to ignore. Ideally, if you're about to get into a fight, you're not the one provoking it. Still, this example helps illustrate the concept. In these videos, pranksters go to rough neighborhoods to provoke individuals into a fight. Just before things escalate, they break the original script by doing something unexpected, like pulling their pants down. This disrupts the pendulum's momentum and stops the attack. A good sense of humor and strong imagination can be very helpful if you want to stop a pendulum swing, because they can help you transform your irritation into a game. Imagine you're about to get into a fight with your significant other. You've been here before and know how quickly things can spiral out of control. It usually ends with one or both of you regretting something said or done, leaving you feel hurt or embarrassed. But what if you interrupt the script before it escalates? For example, you could suggest continuing the conversation while sitting together in an empty bathtub. Bubbles and a rubber ducky would definitely add to the charm, but are not necessary. This unexpected shift breaks the pendulum's momentum, diffusing the brewing tension. You'll likely find yourselves in a calmer, kinder space, better able to work through the issue constructively. We know it's really hard to stay in control when all you want to do is vent your anger and let it all out. In these moments, it's easy to forget that a pendulum is provoking you to drain your energy. Do not take the bait. A pendulum is like a vampire feeding on your habit of reacting negatively. Even now, after reading this, you might feel annoyed by an unwanted phone call. The key is practice. Make it a habit to recognize and resist provocation, and over time, you'll build immunity to the pendulum's influence. You've probably noticed how when you respond to a disappointing situation with irritation, displeasure, or another negative emotion, the situation escalates in the same spirit or other things start to go wrong. This is the pendulum swinging higher and higher. If you react, you end up being the one to push it higher. It is much more effective to act in the opposite manner, either not reacting at all or reacting in an abnormal way. For example, if you find yourself in an unpleasant situation and you respond with false enthusiasm or wacky delight, the pendulum swing will be brought to rest, and you'll see that the provocation stops with it. We've talked about how negative reactions to unpleasant situations feed a pendulum by giving it your energy. To break this habit, try replacing negative emotions with positive ones. Confidence for fear, enthusiasm for gloom, indifference for resentment, and joy for irritation. Start with small annoyances and react in ways that feel inappropriate. It might seem odd at first, but it works because pendulums expect you to play their game. By changing the emotional frequency of your thoughts, you create dissonance with the pendulum. This dissonance stops its sway over you, leaving you free and at peace. Here is another great example of how deviating from the script can even work in your favor. This man to my right is a retired FBI negotiator.
I lose a suitcase in an airport the other day, and I get ready to walk into the lost luggage store where they know that you expect them to wave a magic wand, and poof, your luggage is going to be there. When I walk in the door, this young lady says, "How can I help you?" And I go, "I need you to wave a magic wand." And I never would have said it to her if I wasn't playful in the moment. And she just laughs, and she ends up walking me out to the carousel, climbing up on the carousel, and she walks down a ramp the luggage comes out of. And I guarantee you they're not supposed to do that. And I've never seen any of these people leave the office. Like, normally they say, "Here's a number, we'll call you in 24 hours. It might show up at your house." She says, "Wait here." She disappears into the bowels of the airport. And pretty soon, the carousel starts up again, and my bag pops out. She comes out the door, and she high-fives me, and she says, "How's that for waving a magic wand?" It's shocking what you can get people to do if you hit them the right way.
There's another interesting method aimed at gently bringing a pendulum to rest. If someone is getting to you or causing you a problem, try and work out what that person is missing and what they need. It could be health, confidence, or peace of mind. Now, if you think about it, these are all three things we all need to feel fulfilled. Ask yourself what the person you're finding so challenging might really need in that moment. For example, if your boss shouts at you, it could be because they're stressed or dealing with personal issues. Instead of reacting negatively, picture them at peace, relaxing in a favorite chair, fishing by a river, or enjoying time with friends. Maybe they're feeling overwhelmed or unsure about their responsibilities. Imagine them confident and happy, skiing, driving a sports car, or enjoying a party. They could also be in pain. Visualize them refreshed and cheerful, swimming in the sea or playing a sport they enjoy. If you know their interests, focus on those. Otherwise, just picture them content and at ease. The last question is, where does all the energy go when a pendulum is brought to rest? The answer is that the energy comes back to you. Having coped with the problem once, you become stronger. The next time you try and solve a problem using this technique, it will not be as difficult. Is this not always the way? Fighting a problem head on only leads to a loss of energy, which is absorbed by the pendulum.